Hello and welcome to this tutorial video. A lot of partners participated in our recent tweet storm about celebrating the Biden-Harris administration's decision to reverse the Trump public charge regulation. We produced, of course, some text samples for Twitter, but we also produced some image samples as well. We did them in a different way. We produced these images using a technique that allows you to make custom versions for your own organization. We did it using Google Slides. Slides is Google's equivalent of Microsoft's PowerPoint program, and it was really designed for presentations. But there are a couple of great things about Slides that make it perfect for social image editing. First thing is that you can actually download a single Google Slides image or slide as a graphic, a PNG or a JPEG, so perfect for shareable uses. The other thing that's great about Slides is that you can change the settings of the page or slide dimensions using inches, of course, and centimeters and even points, but also pixels. And that allows you to custom design slides that meet the specifications for optimal size for sharing on different social platforms. This one is the Twitter optimal size, but you can make it 1080 by 1080 for Facebook or Instagram or any size pixels you want. In this case, we're going to keep it Twitter sized. And the third thing that's really great about Slides for image production is that it gives you pretty much complete control. So you can change these slides so they use your branded colors and your fonts and your language. So I'll show you a little bit about how to do that. So the first thing that we have to do before we get into editing is create a copy that you can use. The version that I shared with you is read-only, so if you want to edit it, you have to get into the menu, go to the File menu, and choose, go to the File menu, and choose Make a Copy. You're going to copy the entire presentation in most cases. You can call it anything you want. I'm going to stick with the default copy of name just for this. And you can close the original while the copy loads. And in this version, you should have complete control. Editing this slide really begins with understanding how it's built. The first thing you'll probably see is this big purple box, and you'll notice that it doesn't appear on the thumbnails. That's because the purple box, I designed it so that it would sit outside the viewable area of the slide, and it's really just there as a guide for you, so you can see in the big format what will appear in the slide image in the thumbnail. If you delete that slide or that box just by clicking it and pressing delete, you'll see that the image is built using a number of elements, some of which extend well beyond the slide viewable area. The basic elements of any of these images are a background image, a shape that serves to provide a background for the text and to separate the text from the image, the background image. And then there's even some space down here for a logo. And again, you can change this design any way you want, but those basic elements tend to provide, the basics of what we need. The good news here is that because you're working in Slides, editing the text is very easy. So just click on the text you want to change, and public charge becomes carga pública. You can also change the color of the text to anything you want. You can change the fonts to anything you want. You can change the size to anything you want. That's the great thing about using Slides for presentations is you have complete control. Reverse this a little bit so everything looks normal. So the same principle applies to changing the background shape, right? You can get into that shape just by selecting it, then change the shading and the border to match your brand. Change your text any way you want so that it looks good. And of course, you can import your own organizational logo. I'm going to use the PIF one because it's handy. You can use any one you want. And you can even get rid of the background image that I chose and import one of your own. I'm going to use Statue of Liberty because I think it's cool. Position it where you want to so that it fills the space. And then just right-click on it, choose Order, and choose Send to Back. And it slips behind the shape. And that's pretty much all there is to it. Using these simple techniques, you can change the language of the text, you can add in your own images, you can change the colors to suit your organization's brand. You can pretty much do anything you want to customize these images. If you decide to use this technique, please share the graphics you prepare with the listserv so that everybody can see your work and get inspired. If you decide to share them on social, please remember to use our Protect Families hashtag so everybody can amplify your posts. If you have questions, please reach out to me. I'm ed@springboard.partners, no.com at the end of that, and I'm happy to help with anything. Meanwhile, thanks for watching this video, and I hope you enjoy using the tool.